Let's start the countdown. So this is not nerve-wracking at all in Playoff on the Square. I have a countdown going for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, I'm Joe Leibovich. I am an attorney by day and an improv comic by night, and a stand-up comedian by night. And what I want to talk to you about is how improv can help you in business. Now, what is improv comedy? What is improv? Well, you might be familiar with some things such as Whose Line Is It Anyway? In Chicago, you may be familiar with a group called The Second City. A lot of people came out of that. And of course, in Memphis, you may be familiar with The Wise Guys, which I direct. And we have a show tonight at 8 o'clock at Cafe Eclectic. All ages, pay what you want. What is the product of improv? I mean, you know, a lot of people come out of improv and are on Second City on NBC shows, like 30 Rock, Parks and Recreation. The janitor from Scrubs was an improv guy. So great, yeah, you can be a comedian or an actor from improv, but what else? Well, we all wear a lot of hats. By day, I'm a lawyer. By night, I'm a stand-up comic named Joey Hack. And that's another hat I wear because I'm too dumb to realize it makes me look like an idiot. So in all our hats that we wear, in all our roles we play, we can use yes and, which is the building block of improv. Yes and. You take what somebody says, you go yes, and also blank, and you advance the scene. That's what improv's about. But how does that apply to you? It's about building. In your business, in your relationships, personal life, business life, you can use the lessons of yes and to have better relations and to make your business work better. Well, what's an example of yes and? I'll give you an allegedly comedic example. I went to the store yesterday and I ran into your uncle. The yes and response was yes, he was buying some roast beef. Blocking would say, no, he was murdered by Ernest Borgnine 3 weeks ago. Okay, you can laugh, but you're done. There's nowhere to go from that. You're not building, you essentially block the scene. The idea of improv is to build a consensus, not conflict. You are trying to advance your scene, you're trying to build a consensus with those you work with on stage. Obviously, that's what you're trying to do in business as well. Using the skills of yes and in the boardroom can help. One of the key ways of that is active listening. You're listening to what people say. When you're on stage, you got to know what your partner's saying so you can build them. The same thing in the boardroom, same thing in a pitch meeting, the same thing in any business or social situation. From the great movie Fight Club, when people think you're dying, they really, really listen to you instead of just waiting for their turn to speak. Talk to people like you think they're dying. Listen to them. Really hear what the people you're dealing with are saying, and you'll be able to build with them. The other key of improv that helps in business is your goal in improv comedy is to make your partner look good. That should be your goal in business at every turn. You want to make the people you work with look good. You all look better. You don't want to do any pimping. In comedy, that means you go, hey, why don't you do that dance you do so well? That's the same thing as going in the business being, yeah, well, we need somebody up in Topeka for 6 months, right? You're ready to do that, Roger. Don't pimp people out. The idea is that a rising tide lifts all boats. When the people you work with look good, you look good. All the ships float higher. That's true on stage, true in business, true in your social circles. Improv gives you confidence. I'm standing up here today looking not quite like any of those guys, but you're confident. You're confident in being in front of people and dealing with people. It's a great skill to learn, and it's obviously important in most business settings. We can stand up here and speak fearlessly. I don't have too much trepidation talking to you fine folks today. Maybe you have some listening to me. But because of the skills I've learned through improv comedy, and admittedly through my day job, I can speak. The idea of improv is always, you might figure out the puzzle? Thinking on your feet, outstanding. That is a terrible rebus, but it is one nonetheless. You think on your feet, you can react, you can listen, you can move things forward. Life is too stupid to take it seriously. That is something we learn through comedy. Let things roll off your back. Have a good time. Have a positive outlook on things. When you have adversity, just one more thing. That's something we learn on stage, and it helps us everywhere. So in summary, the skill of yes and is what's going to help you in your business setting as well as, of course, your improv settings. Listen actively, make others look good, gain a sense of confidence, and it's going to help you whether you're on stage, off stage, at a table. How can you learn more about this? Why, you can listen to my pitch, which I'm randomly throwing in now. The Wise Guys, www.wiseguysimprov.com. We do 2 shows a month, one tonight, one on the third Saturday of each month, which is our storyteller show. If anybody wants to be a storyteller, contact me. There's my phone number. I've got my cards. Contact me. But I really appreciate y'all's time. Thank you, and let's go out there and yes and.